One very simple mindset that I've found allows me to make extremely effective morning routines instead of just random 2 hour routines full of completely random stuff that just makes you sort of feel productive, kind of sounds good, but doesn't actually help you achieve your goals, is basically to make sure that your morning routine prepares you for your main priority as much as possible, as quickly as possible. And basically, what that means is that you should basically make sure your morning routine just has nothing unnecessary in it. It should really be like the 80-20, right, of a morning routine. It should have as few things as possible and it be as simple as possible. But you need to make sure that those things actually do prepare you for whatever your main priority is. For example, it could just be deep work in the morning, right? And what this actually looks like for me is that my morning routine is to wake up, make my bed, open my curtains, drink some water, and have a cold shower. That's it. I don't do anything else. I don't like read, I don't exercise, I don't meditate, nothing else. Because I've found that by removing more stuff from my morning routine, I'm able to decrease the time between when I wake up and when I get to deep work, which is ultimately what I'm actually trying to do. Like, if you think about it, you're not trying to do a morning routine for the sake of doing a morning routine. You're trying to do a morning routine for the sake of actually preparing you for deep work and making progress towards your goals. And that's why having like a 2 hour morning routine is just really counterintuitive if you actually think through it a bit logically, because it doesn't actually help you as much as just doing deep work does. But obviously, you do want to have some kind of morning routine to really get into the sort of standard of doing the same thing every single day to actually basically train your mind to prepare you for deep work even more. And that's important for actually like having a deep work ritual as well, like the same steps you go through before each deep work block to actually basically condition your brain. But for that, you don't need a 2 hour morning routine. You just need a short set of steps that actually work for you. And that's why my morning routine is really, really simple. And basically, the only special thing I do in it is a cold shower. Everything else is pretty standard, waking up, obviously, making my bed, opening my curtains, drinking some water. But having a cold shower is literally the only thing I do in that that's sort of different from, like, let's say, the average person in the world. And that's literally just because I found that it wakes me up basically better than anything else and gets me ready for deep work. And so obviously you might have something else you do. Maybe you drink coffee, but ideally you want to delay that like 90 minutes after waking up if you know anything about it, like Andrew Huberman, right? But basically, just take this mindset of making sure that your morning routine prepares you for deep work or whatever your main priority is as much as possible, as quickly as possible, and then apply it to your morning routine and possibly create a new morning routine where you basically try to remove as much from it as possible, but keep the things that you find actually help you. And of course, that will take a bit of experimentation, actually trying things out. But after a few weeks, you'll probably have a good morning routine that actually does work for you, does prepare you for deep work or whatever your main priority is as much as possible, as quickly as possible. And if you actually do want a bit more information about routines, planning, tracking, building habits, consistency, deep work, all those kinds of things, productivity as a whole, there's actually a link in the description where you can get my free course on all those things. Completely fine if you don't want to click that, but it is there, and have an amazing rest of your day.